for any of this. We've got a crowd, and they're cantankerous.
They are. We have a cantankerous crowd out there.
It's like, how have we done this?
And everyone's got an idea.
Everyone's a critic.
Everyone's a critic.
It's going to be fun. That means it's going to be fun.
They're going to get to meet our diva later.
Yes, they are.
Welcome, our ING diva.
Welcome to Run It Studios presents Inspiring New Growth with Trina and...
I guess I'll be Michelle again today.
You'll be Michelle again. We could switch it next week. Maybe.
I know. Let's think about who we want to be.
Networking in the 417. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I mean, I'm still fighting this crud that's been going on forever, but I'm upright. That's good.
I'm good. I'm at Vino. I have my passion fruit Moscato.
And I have my special water.
You have your special water that he brings
Nobody can tell me any different. I think it's fabulous. Look,
we know that water is better in a carafe.
It's just, I'm getting one of these, and I'm just going to keep it in the fridge and say, hands off. This is my water.
And the really funny story about that is that she, the first time we came, it was the manager, Jeff, who was here. And she goes, wow, is this like filtered water or something? And he said, oh.
No, he was the one who was.
Him? Oh,
he's like,
over there. And he goes, no, it's just from the
He
tap.
goes, no. I'm like, fine, I still like it. Don't care.
We decided that it must be that water's better in a carafe.
It's delicious.
It's delicious water. Yes.
So what's been happening in the 417?
Oh my gosh, I think there are a lot of things going on in the 417.
Well, we're at Vino, first of all, so we've got to give a shout out to Vino Cellars for letting us crash the place, and
I know. Isn't that wonderful that they allow us to come in? I do love it. They are so great here. So we have some things going on at Vino.
Yeah, they always have stuff going on.
They always have stuff going on. So I hear, word on the street is that they still have some openings available at their Sip and Savor experience, and it's Spanish paella and tapas. And I love paella, but do you think anybody would?
I don't think you better skip the concert. They'll probably have another event.
They do. As a matter of fact, on the 30th, they have the Iron Psalm Battle for Piedmont. Vietti versus, and I always get this one wrong, Vara, I think is probably how you say it.
Sure, I won't.
Oh, I'm getting the thumbs up over there. Yeah.
Yes.
Close enough. How do you say it?
He's like, it sounded better than mine. You're fine.
All right. And because we're getting to the end of April already.
I know.
How is that even possible?
It doesn't seem like it.
I don't know. But in case you can't come to either of those events, this one really, I'm kind of really interested in this one. On May 3rd at 10:30 a.m. A.m. They have brunching around the world in the Italian countryside.
Very nice. Very nice.
So you could come to that one since you go
I'm
to
an
bed
early
at
bird.
7 o'clock.
I'm an early bird. I am not a night owl.
Which is really funny. Do you know that we have an ING chapter that meets at like dark 30 in the morning?
Yes. And
Theo Atchison runs that chapter.
And if I weren't already like front loaded with my day, that would be the time I would probably attend.
Not me. I told him that if I was going to come, I'd have to stay up all night and come in my PJs.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
That'd be the only
There's
way I'd
something
get there.
for everybody, and we're going to get to that in a little bit because we've got a surprise with some other updates and new things happening in ING.
Oh, it's exciting
If
stuff.
you are watching and maybe you're not a member, but you're curious, please say hi. If you are a member, say hello, tell us your business, let us know what chapter or chapters you are a member of.
I hear they lurk out there.
They lurk. I know Billy with Mountain Pine is pretty good about saying hi when she's free.
She says hi, but I know that I've seen their lurkers, ING lurkers out there.
Come on, guys. You're going to leave us hanging here?
Yeah, they just sit out there and listen to us talk, probably laugh.
Probably
which is fine.
That's probably it, which I guess
is... The magnet is attacking me.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
It does clip if you prefer, but I usually...
No, the magnet's fine. I just couldn't figure out why I couldn't move, and it was because of that. Which, by the way, Trina says you guys can't hear me very well.
Well,
so
it didn't...
I have to sit with my microphone like this right now.
I don't know. It just was not coming through as crisp and clear.
I'll be like Secret Service. Okay, Trina, we can talk about 417
networking. Talk about 417 networking. Oh, my gosh.
I'm squirrely today.
You are squirrely. That's all right. All right, so...
Oh, see? Look, Gerry said hi.
Finally. Hi, Gerry. What member are you?
She said we have a wonderful guest today. Wonder who that is. We have a studio audience too.
We do have a studio audience.
I know, it's really
We
cool.
should turn the camera. I wonder if I can flip the camera on the fly.
Oh, here we go. Flip
I'm
the
gonna
camera.
flip it on
Can
the
you flip it in
fly.
Look, wave, you're on.
Hey, and then over here. Hey, shout out.
Oh, there he is, over there in the corner. We got him this time. He thought he could stay away.
All right.
He usually goes and hides in the corner somewhere. So now I look like I'm peeking in from the side.
There we go.
That's what I should have done, was like this.
Should we go ahead and let our guests tell us all about networking?
If you want to. You want to have our guests come over?
I think so. Are you ready, Miss Jerry?
I was looking online.
She's like looking on the live to see what's going on.
Can I do the introduction of it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Please.
Today, right here, live in Run It Studios, in our studio right inside of Vino Cellars, we have the one and the only founder and CEO of Inspiring New Growth Networking Group, Gerry Mathis. Come on down.
Come on down. Yes, Gerry for those of you that don't know.
Or Gigi, as we like to call her.
Gigi. We're getting
You know,
them
I've
mic'd
never
up.
had a nickname until I got old, and my family's too lazy to type out my name on Facebook, so they just started using Gigi, and that's how.
As Gigi.
Yeah,
Oh,
my daddy used to call me Meanie, but
Meanie?
I don't know why. I don't know where
I
that
have
come
no
from.
why.
I don't
Yes.
know. Wow, that bright. That's really
It's a bright light.
bright.
Sorry,
Yeah,
well, at least you got your hat on.
yeah,
You're
we got the
good.
head on. That's
All right.
a good thing.
I gotta know. So you are part of Alpine Pest Control. That's your business.
I am.
How did you even? Why pest control? Where did that even start?
Well, in high school, I met me, as my mama would call it, a hairy-legged little boy, and his daddy owned a portion of Terminex at that time.
Okay.
And so we were kind of raised up in that. And so when my husband and I started another pest control company here in town, was married into that for 20 years, I apologize. And then once you start doing that industry, it just kind of gets in your blood, you know? And so I left that company and left my husband, God bless him, and he's doing good. He's happy and healthy. He's doing good. I don't never say nothing bad. And then I got with my brother, and so we started Alpine Pest Control. Been in business a little over 20 years.
Okay.
And we service Springfield, all the surrounding areas, and we specialize in residential and commercial pest control. And so, been here for a long time.
You just wanted that license to kill. Those of you that
I
don't
love
know,
having a
that's
license
her
to
tagline.
kill. Oh, I love it. Love it. Love
The
it.
only
said
one in
she
the
has
room
bugs
with a
in her
license to
blood.
kill.
I do
You
have
got
bugs in
your
my
blood.
And it's so funny. I'm the only person in the world that gets so excited when somebody will call me and they'll say, I seen a spider and I thought of you. It's like,
Oh, thanks. Good. You know that's not the water, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, good.
What else
Just
you got?
making sure. So what makes me question next is why, at what point did you feel like networking was important, or did you even do anything for a long time? Did you just start the business and start knocking on doors? How
Well,
did it?
Back in those days, we had the yellow pages. Do y'all remember the yellow pages?
Oh my.
And I'll never forget when we designed, oh, shut up, Theo. When we designed our very first yellow page ad, and we paid $426 a month
a
for a
month?
half a page, color half a page ad. And we thought we was in high cotton back then. And so I'll tell you a really funny story. I went to that meeting, and it was my very first grown-up meeting, and I was so excited. I went into this big boardroom, and I had on these beautiful little earrings, and we was all sitting there talking with these big yellow page reps, and I just thought I knew exactly what I was doing, and I reached up, and one of my earrings was gone, and I said, nobody move, because it was my mama's.
Oh,
I said, nobody
no.
move. And I had people in suits on their knees looking for that earring.
find it?
I got home later, and it was laying on my vanity. I only wore one to the meeting.
You never made it out.
So thank God for networking.
Well, hey.
Yes. So years later, we're sitting in the drive-thru in the truck, and this little girl, dark-headed, beautiful little girl, comes up and she knocks on the window of my truck. And she says, my mama is 2 cars behind you. And she said that you need to be a part of our networking group. And I'm looking back and I'm thinking, who sends their kid up to begin with in a drive-thru? And it was Kat Williams with CBC. She sent little
my
Vanessa at
goodness.
the time to come up. So we got into networking from that day on.
Like
And-
fast food drive-through?
No, the
Like-
bank.
or like
At the
you were the
bank.
bank.
We were driving through the bank.
Man,
And
that is
Kat-
one
I know.
dedicated woman.
Oh, Kat is very dedicated. But yeah, Vanessa was up there banging on the window.
How
So I said, okay, we'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we started. And then we were a part, I say we, Michelle was in the room, We were a part of that networking group for years and years and years, and it's a great organization. It got us started, and we decided we needed a little bit of change.
Yeah.
And so then we got to where we are today.
Wow.
But that's how I got into networking.
So how long has ING been around now?
We started October of 2018.
Okay.
And I really thought at the time that it was just going to be the one chapter, the one meeting where we all can just, get together and still visit on Thursdays, the same day, I think was Thursdays, and keep our businesses, But girl, it just kind of sprung out.
So when you started going to those first networking meetings, did you think I don't need this? Or did you think I'll just go see and...
Oh, no.
Or did you...
The first meeting I went to, I thought these people are onto something. There's something about this networking.
So you could see the magic.
Because of networking, we were able to get shed of all that. We were able to get rid of, I apologize, but shed is a word if you Google it. We were able to get shed of all of the all those high advertisement costs, because now networking and word of mouth is where Alpine is why it's where it's at today.
And you don't even do any of that.
Not anymore. Nope, it's all word of mouth and referrals from my referral partners within ING.
That's got to feel good.
Huge.
And social media plays a big part of that, right?
Huge. In fact, just learn how to do it all.
It's a lot. It's constantly something to keep up on.
It's crazy.
So let's talk about some of the chapters now. So you said you started out with one. How long did it take for number 2 to pop up?
Michelle, my Lord, probably
maybe a month,
if that.
Okay.
something like that.
Because we're industry exclusive, and we would have like another realtor, another banker come in.
So you almost had to, unless you wanted to compete.
Well, I've always said, we don't ever compete. We just open the door and they just come in. Yeah.
Industries,
Right, So I just said, that I've always said from the very beginning that if we don't have a home for you, we'll build you one.
Yeah.
And we've built several chapters around industries. So.
Yeah. And every time we turn around, it seems like we were talking about the new chapter in the morning, Rogersville, and then it seemed like you had
we got another one coming up here in a couple weeks. We're going to start an evening chapter.
Okay.
And so if I could get them to do that on a Thursday, we'd have a 6:45 in the morning on Thursday and 9 o'clock, and then we've got a lunch one, and then we got an evening one. So
the whole day.
That's my plan.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Cindy's going to do that or not, but that's my plan.
Maybe. Yeah. And that's got to feel really good though, to see people wanting to not do their own thing, but they're wanting to invest in ING and expand on that.
Well, I got a phone call one day from Theo, and he said, I had never met him, never heard of him. And he calls me and he said, listen, he goes, I got a couple guys over here that are getting together and meeting. And we went to one of your ING meetings. They went to the Amigos where Debbie Hill runs that one. And our audience is getting carried away. And they went in and they sat through the Amigos chapter, and he called me and he said, we really like how that's run. We like the format. We like the policies. We like the how you do things. And so I went over there and met with them boys, and I tried to talk them to changing their time frame, but they just wasn't having it. So it's still at 6:45. And
good for you.
You get there and it's dark, and when you come out it's daylight. So,
fine.
Yeah. But it was emotional, and it was heartwarming knowing that these boys called me out because they wanted to be a part of ING. Mm-hmm. When they already had the people there, but they wanted us to step in. So that felt really good. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Where do you see it going from here?
There's some days, I dream about it.
Yeah.
When it first started, I kept thinking, I want to be national. I want ING to be a household name. I want people to say ING and know what it means, know what it stands for, because it does stand for something.
Mm-hmm.
It truly does. And but then I get tired and I'm thinking, oh Lord, please don't let us just start no more chapters. But that I rest up and I'm ready to go back in.
Well,
so.
and then you've got support. I mean, you
oh
really
my
got
Lord,
a team of
I don't do
people.
anything.
Yeah. I wouldn't go that far.
Well,
give yourself some credit. Come on.
Yeah. I have a great group around me.
Yeah.
And like I said, I just opened the door and I put the right people in place. And we actually had a leadership meeting last night. And we've got 11 of us in leadership. And we have policies and procedures, and we go over the policies and we adapt them because we change our policies. We grow because sometimes it gets a little hairy trying to keep everybody happy in the sandbox.
Yeah.
And we got this many different individuals, and but I'm pretty good at that. So
good.
Yeah.
And things change. So
you got to change
go
with
with
it.
the flow. When you think about those changes, what are some of the differences that you like about ING that stand out from other networking groups? I mean, I know they all have great things about them, and what I like about you is that you encourage people to, go see other ones, make the most, do everything you can for your business. But ING does have its uniqueness. So what to you is ING?
Well, it's my baby to begin with, and I'm very protective of my baby and my members. So very protective, almost to a fault. And one of the things that I'm proud of is how much it's helped industries. And I don't want to say small industries, because we've helped some very large industries as well. But when I go into a meeting and I hear someone, they stand up and they do they're almost like a testimonial talking about how they wouldn't be where they were if it wasn't for ING, And we've got a young man, Alex, who's in the alumni chapter, and he was just starting out with power washing and Happy House exteriors, and cutest little thing. Oh my goodness, he's so pretty. But he just got real busy, and he got a truck, and he's so proud of his wording on the side of his truck, and he got new equipment. And when he stands up, he says, "Guys, I couldn't have done it without these referrals."
Yeah.
So that's a blessing right there. You know, and it makes you feel good.
Good.
And there is something else that makes us stand apart. We're member owned and member operated. There's no other chapter. Well, I don't know that there is. They could have adapted by now. And grown up and saw that it works. We were told this would never work.
Oh.
We won't go there. We have another drink of wine. We may go there.
Be sure you send a tab this way.
I know. But being member owned, we got a keg. Being member owned and member operated, what that means is that each member has a vote and a voice in their chapter. And let's say that Theo's chapter, Jason in there, and he says, I think we should add this to the format. I think that it would get everybody's more attention, be able to educate more. Maybe we can just add this to the meeting. So how we do it is they just submit it in writing to the coordinator, and then we all vote on it and we make changes. And sometimes we'll adapt those changes across the board for all the meetings, and it's wonderful. So everybody's got a vote and a voice, and we do listen to them, because we wouldn't be where we are right now without them. So.
What would you say to somebody out there that hasn't stepped into the networking world yet, but they're an entrepreneur, or maybe they've just joined a new business or something, and they're just thinking it's not, a lot of people do get turned off by networking because sometimes, there are bad experiences or they think it's something it's not. Yeah. So what would you say to that person?
Oh my goodness. Just come check us out. Yeah. Thursday mornings is the alumni chapter. That's the one that I know that I'm going to be at. I try to get out and visit as many as I can. When I do walk into Theo's chapter, he does like a drum roll, because I'm not there all the time, and it makes me feel awkward in my own environment. But that's just Theo. But anyway, Thursday mornings over at Reese Nichols
feel awkward.
at 9 a.m. So if you want to get out and come over, we'll be happy to sit and visit. We're so laid back. We definitely get the job done. Yeah. We do have a great time, but we definitely get the referrals out there. We get the closed business. That's one thing that makes us stand apart from some of the other networking groups, is that we don't ever talk about money. If we've got a real estate agent sitting next to me and he sold a $50,000 house, and my little $1,000 termite job is just as important as him selling that house. Yeah. And he didn't get to keep all that money anyway. I swear. But so we don't ever talk about money. We'll say I had one closed business or two closed business, and then we move on. Okay. But it's always good when the visitors are in there and they see that it's actually working, that ING works. Yeah. And that's one of the other special things about it. I see that it's working, so it makes me feel good.
Good. Well, we appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good. Anything else you want to share?
Well, I just get out and visit. One of my taglines, besides being the only one in the room with a license to kill, is that if they don't know you, they can't refer to you. Yeah. So come on out. Even if we have your industry in our chapter, come out. Bring your cards. Bring your flyers. We'll find a home for you. We will definitely make a home for you. And let's promote as much as we can. My daddy always said we'd be rich if we didn't have to eat.
Very good. Thank you so much. Let's get Theo over here
in
the hot seat and say hello.
I'm taking my bottle with me. Thank you, Trina.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.
Oh, here, you need this off of me?
Yeah. We'll get the mic and get Theo over here, the brave man that started the Early Rise chapter.
Oh, yeah, I got you. You can have that chair.
No, go sit there.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Hi.
Is this the way it works?
Yeah, that's the way it works. How are you?
I just found out about 5 seconds ago I was doing this.
Yeah, well.
You also found out that your billboards don't work because
Your billboard doesn't work.
Gerry said she had never heard of me and didn't like any of my billboards. So.
I buy it every day.
We'll take that up with someone I know. So anyway. So, okay. So tell me about insurance. Tell me about why networking. Tell me about why ING.
Okay. We'll cover the insurance part really fast.
Okay.
Gerry's tagline is pretty good. Only one's licensed to kill. Mine's really simple. It's Theo Atchison, Shelter Insurance, where insurance sucks, but at least I'm nice.
Hey, I like nice. That's great.
It's the most honest tagline I could come up with. No one likes insurance. No one wants insurance. It's a necessary evil.
Right.
So we try to provide the best customer service of who we are. That way we're there providing the best service on your worst day.
You get it.
Yeah.
You get it.
I did a spotlight speaker the other day, and when I said, let's talk about insurance, the next slide said, JK, insurance sucks. And we did a whole nother slide of pictures of my dog, because that's things we like to talk about. So ING has been amazing. As she talked about, we had tried networking with a different platform, and then ultimately decided we were going to spend a couple months. We whittled down to just 8 core guys, and spent all summer and started visiting different groups. And like she said, we came across an ING chapter and really loved the platform behind it. Because that's really what we wanted. We already had our group.
Yeah.
We had 8 solid guys, and we wanted to watch it grow. We started in my insurance agency. We launched that last October. Was there any other crazy people that would meet with us at 6:45 in the morning? Because some of us, unlike Gerry, have to go to work every day, and so we need to get the meeting out of the way and get to work.
Yeah.
I tease her because she works all the time. But so that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
And within 2 months, shortly thereafter, we had outgrown my office.
Oh, wow.
Which was an awesome problem. We found out in my office with my desk and tables and chairs, we can cram 16 people in there. So when we're having guests coming in, and so we ended up, we now meet at Rivercut Golf Course.
Cool.
So she talks about it being dark when we go in and light when we come out. It's pretty awesome because it's dark. And then when we walk out, we get to see beautiful Rivercut Golf Course every morning.
For sure.
So for my business itself, it's been an absolute game changer.
Good.
So where referrals and my billboards that Gerry don't look at, they don't bring in all the business. But when you get into the networking groups, we talked about competitors, those type of situations where my assistant coordinator is Jason Hall. He's been an independent insurance agency for over 20 years. When he showed up to join the group, I was scared to death because I was new to this after 15 years in the golf business. Turns out that guy will sit with me and go over policies. He's one of my biggest mentors in the business, as well as one of my biggest referral sources. So we work hand in hand all the time. And ING just one after the other, referral. Once the ball really started rolling the last couple months, it's been tough to keep up.
Wow,
which is
that's a good
awesome.
problem.
Yeah,
Right,
amazing
right.
problem to have.
Especially with, I hear a lot of people, you've got real estate, insurance,
Mm-hmm.
and those are very competitive fields.
Absolutely. So that's where we actually got into it last February.
Yeah.
It was me, a financial planner, and a roofer had met for the first time ever.
Yeah.
And we decided we were going to try to do this because with my industry, career coach, it's not in every chapter.
Yeah.
Like Michele has, and she's amazing at it, but it's not really prevalent. There's a lot of us insurance agents, a lot of roofers, a lot of financial planners. And so that's where we bonded and really have grown from the 3 of us saying, let's do it. We're at 19 members right now in our chapter.
Good. Very good.
And we launched in October. So it's growing rapidly. We've had to reconfigure how we set up our tables at Rivercut again because it's growing. So it's been awesome. And huge credit to ING and Gerry and the team itself.
So you said you had done some networking before?
Just a tiny bit. Yeah.
Tiny bit.
Yep.
So what was your feel on everything? Did you want to do networking or did you feel forced into it? Or, just to be honest about it, did you feel like, gosh, it's going to be a necessary evil?
At first, I wasn't 100% sure. I said I spent 15 years in the golf industry.
Oh, okay.
And then I went to work for another insurance agent. And he told me that without networking, it's going to be tough to get going.
Okay.
He said it's going to be even harder to find a successful networking group.
Ooh.
Because it's so hard to get in as an insurance agent because all good groups have an established one.
Yeah.
So that's where we went with the launching group. every networking group is successful in their own way. And we visited 5 or 6 different ones with backings. And it really comes down to, sticking to the rules of the group and growing with that group and holding your peers accountable. And I don't want to call them just referral partners because tomorrow half our group's going to sit at a Care to Learn table, to support Jason and support Care to Learn. And we do these different things where I've done trivia nights and people show up and they become your friends and family. And I very sincerely say that.
Yeah, that's something I really enjoy about ING too. Everybody really makes an effort to get to know one another.
100%.
So it's not just a thoughtless referral; it's a meaningful referral.
So as she talks about, my phrase I throw in there when we go over attendance in our meetings is, if you're not here because your business depends on it, why are you here? Because it really, really does. Just because I can't copy everything Gerry says. Her saying's probably better of, they don't know you, can't refer you. But
exactly.
it's very, very same thing of,
She charges for it.
right.
I'm gonna start charging
But it is dire to be successful with those people and really getting to know them.
Are there any fields or job like what's the word I'm looking at? Industries that you guys are looking for right now?
I say your top normal ones, if you will, are taken. Where we don't have someone is we don't have a commercial real estate, which has not been near as prominent. Right now, we still refer Gerry. We don't have our own pest control, which is a whole another cool point of ING. We don't shy away from other groups.
Yeah.
I go visit other groups.
Yeah. Yes.
Our entire group, if someone's looking for a coach, we're going to refer Michele because we don't have one. We're going to refer Gerry because we don't have pest control.
For sure.
So then, CPA, we don't have CPA yet. They're going to be really busy up until the day, being the 15th. So, maybe they have some time to network after that.
Yeah.
And a couple of the normal ones of HVAC and plumbing, we don't have either one of those. So those are kind of core ones that we've built without, but would be very open to having as well.
Very good. All right. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to share?
I wasn't prepared because I didn't know I was doing this, so no.
You did okay. You did okay. All right. Well, hey, you guys, if you're looking for a group, you can always find all the groups, where they meet, what time, at inspiringnewgrowth.com. And we'll get Michele back over here and talk about a few more things coming up.
A few more things
before we close. Unless we can get Kim over there. I'm sure one of you.
Kim. She could tell us all about what she does. She has a very special job.
She's keeper of Gerry.
She's the keeper of Gerry.
Miss Daisy. I am.
If it's getting done, hey Tracy,
She drives Miss Daisy.
your big sister's on here watching.
Hey there. Tracy was on the Run Radio podcast talking about her book.
I know. So Tracy can tell you exactly what Kim does.
Oh, no.
Go ahead, Tracy. Type it right in there. No, Kim is the one who helps in all the background. She works for ING, and she does make sure that Gerry gets where she needs to be because Gerry wears a lot of hats. She does. So, and in all fairness, she's a busy lady, but then also she needs Kim.
Yes, me.
Everybody needs a Kim.
Everybody needs a Kim.
I want a Kim.
I know. I'm pretty sure my kids would be really happy
You're
to
not?
have. Pretty sure my kids would be really happy to have a Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they could get somebody to take care of me. So, hey, I have something exciting to talk about.
Tell me.
I'm really excited. We had that leadership meeting last night.
Yes.
And a big part of ING that is so unique is that I always like to remind everybody, nobody gets paid to run ING. It is a labor of love. So people might say, well, then why do you collect dues? Well, we collect dues because naively we didn't realize all the things that you had to pay money for, like a good website and boxes at the meetings and things like that. Nothing's free. And we were, Gerry's putting her own money into it. And we're like, maybe we need to, charge dues. And then we're like, oh, but we don't need all the dues to do that because we keep it pretty streamlined and simplified. So how about if we give those back to charitable organizations that the members choose?
Yes.
And so, we're going to, that happens in May that we give the money to the organizations. And we're super excited because, excuse me, I get all choked up. Yes. So last night we met and we had a list. I don't know, Kim, how many were on there? 13
Oh, wow.
recommended charitable organizations. And so every chapter chooses at least one or two.
Mm-hmm.
So we had them on there and they were all amazing. So Kim went through and told us what each of those, what their descriptions were. And so we have a certain amount of money that we have to figure it out. And John Tebow with Lawn John's mowing service or lawn service said, well, isn't there a way we could figure out how to break it down and maybe help all of them? And so we played around with that, and we did get it narrowed down to...
We're donating to every chapter that was recommended except for 2.
Yeah.
And so we're going to announce that in May.
Okay,
And
so I don't know if everybody could hear that, but so you guys decided that
we're
you
donating to 11 of them.
Awesome. That is great. And so that'll be announced coming up.
And that'll be announced coming up, yes.
That's
we
great.
always like to let the organizations know
Sure.
first and touch base and
Good.
get that all set up. But what an honor to be a part
for sure.
of something like this that not only supports its members, but supports the entire
The
community.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I feel like personally, and so many people, when there is that extra component of your dollar going farther and helping out the community, you know, they're invested.
It
really
is.
like to help out.
And, you know, the fact that our members get to choose, they get to make these decisions, they get to submit who they think we can best help. And then we have, like she said, 11 people in the leadership team, and we used at that moment in time. So, yeah, that's just, it's really exciting to me. So we got Pat, so how?
Thanks, Tracy. She was also saying something about how Kim keeps track of
how Kim keeps track of Gerry. We'll have to go back and
I'll have to
scroll
go back
through
and
there.
check out all these.
See,
But yeah,
that's just what we
that's
love.
very good.
You need an award. We need the Kimmy Award.
I got your award.
Hey, you better be nice to her. You find yourself standing on the side of the road. Events. I think there are things probably going on in the 417.
If you guys have an event and you're watching, please pop it in the comments. We'll give it a shout out, or at least people will see it afterwards, after the live. So
Gerry wants everybody to know that turkey season starts Monday in case that's an event that you want to attend.
no, but
yeah.
yes.
But I do want to talk about an event and something that I'm really proud of with ING, and that is that we are industry exclusive, but as Theo said and Gerry said, we're not networking exclusive. And, you know, Gerry was talking about Kat Williams with CBC, and she and Kat work so much together with their different networking groups. And so that's a good one to go out and visit too. That's one that I think works so well with ING and has a lot of the same ideas and values. Yeah. And so I love, and those, you can go on to Courageous Business Connect and check out those meetings. And that's a great way to meet even more people.
Another one is 1 Million Cups. And I know that you've been there, you've presented, you've talked about the Joe Rickman Memorial Concert there.
Yeah.
Because you can shout out events. But 1 Million Cups is supportive of entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And if you have a business or have started one, you can present it, or you can just come and watch the presentations. So the first, it's only 1 hour. The first half is coffee and conversation.
Yeah.
The second half is a very short presentation. And then there's Q&A. And it's that really supportive kind of Q&A. It's not intimidating. It's all about, have you thought about this? Have you tried this? What about this? Or, hey, I can connect you with so-and-so.
Right.
And so I don't know how many people, after they present, they're talking with other folks and getting ideas and connections. So 1millioncups.com/Springfield. They're all over the United States, but we have hours every Wednesday, 8:30 at Bambinos on Lone Pine and Battlefield.
Right. And I applied to be a presenter because I really wanted some feedback on some things that I have switched up in my business. It is so valuable. You have this room of entrepreneurs who've been there, done that. and the questions that they ask, the comments, the statements that they give. I mean, I took so much away from that. It was pretty incredible. There's some other events going on.
Yep.
Hey, real quick. I listened to Michelle present at that 1 Million Cups.
Oh, right.
And got her to create a program for insurance agents off of listening to her speak there.
Yes, that is true. It was
actually-
really cool.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about it. So, yes, so I have a program that I'm doing for insurance specifically. Well, and not just, so then he gave me that idea, and I had a few other people say, well, will you do this for other industries? So yes, I can do that for other industries. And so I created a workshop, the perfect 30 seconds for insurance pros, and how to go out and talk about who you are in the world of insurance. Because, Theo said it when he sat up here. There are a lot of great insurance companies, but why you?
Yeah.
You're the person that your clients work with. And so same with realtors and all of those different industries out there where there are a lot of you out there doing that business. It's super important to know how to talk about yourself in 30 seconds.
Yeah. Very much.
So, Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday is the Cody Jones fundraiser at the American Legion Hall. I always forget American Legion Hall. I always want to say that one place that has the helicopter out in the lawn on
like
Scenic.
By Nathaniel Green?
It is just south of
yeah.
Nathaniel Green.
Yeah.
Yes. So vendors, car show, motorcycle show. They have some giveaways they're doing and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So that'd be, it's Easter weekend, so you could just pop out there with your family on a Saturday, pretty weather, and check it all out. So they have entertainment and some other things going on out there.
Cool.
And then just short distance away, 10 days.
10 days.
Well, I guess 11 if you count today. It's the Joe Rickman Memorial Concert. Yeah, I know. Again, second annual.
Second.
Yeah. So we have lots of vendors, lots of sponsors. If you want to learn more about them, head over to the event on Facebook, the Joe Rickman Memorial Concert. I think it's a second annual, but I've been posting in there Wish Kids from the area.
Yes.
Because we are raising funds for Make-A-Wish.
Yeah.
And so if you like music and you love a good cause, then grab your tickets. It is going to be, and food trucks. Yeah, Jared, that's important. Food trucks.
Food.
Yes. We have I Love Tacos truck. We have doggy style hot dogs are going to be there. We have vendors, all different kinds of vendors that people can stop by and see.
It's not an all-day event, is it?
No, it's from 4 to 8.
Okay. Well, yeah, still good.
It kicks off at 4, the doors open, and people come around and meet the vendors and see the vendors and then go in and find their seats. And around 5:30, my daughter, who's the MC, starts kind of kicking things off by talking about Make-A-Wish, and you learn a little bit about Joe. And we just have some really great stuff happening. And the local talent that we have that performs is just...
It's amazing.
Absolutely incredible. And it's all different kinds of music. So I assure you we have your genre of music.
For everyone.
There's something for everyone. And yeah, it's over around 8 o'clock. And there's a cash bar. It's important for a lot of people to know that. So we have a cash bar. We have a dance floor area. And last year, I think, besides the fact that we raised $13,000 for Make-A-Wish, I think the other thing about it that was so incredible was seeing all of these people coming together in the community. Some who've never met each other, but also people who hadn't seen each other in years, coming across the room to connect with one another. So yes, it's absolutely phenomenal. So we just want to fill the place up for our entertainers.
Good.
Yeah.
I've got something, but it's not till December. But I'm going to go ahead and mention it because I want people to start thinking about it in terms of sponsorship or getting groups together to walk or run. And it's called the JBR, the Jingle Bell Run for the Arthritis Foundation of Missouri. So a lot of runners and walkers will remember this event. It is a holiday themed walk run. And we used to have it here several years ago. Well, things changed, funds,
COVID happened.
all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so they hadn't had it here in a long time. And I started working with the Missouri chapter. I'm like, boy, that sure would be great if you guys could
Yeah,
get it back
yeah.
here. Well, it's coming back the first Saturday in December. It's going to be at Jordan Valley.
Okay.
Early in the morning, 8:30. I'll have more details as they're coming together. But yes, definitely, if you would like to be a part of that, please reach out to me. And I'll get even more information over to you. So
That
we'll be
would
talking about that
awesome.
more and more. So.
I will come and I will cheer.
Good.
I'm gonna
Because-
dress up as an elf and have Kim pull me in a wagon.
There you
Elf,
go.
I love it. I love
I'm
it.
getting pulled in the wagon.
That's right. That's
I
right.
love it. I love
Well,
it.
yeah, I don't run unless something scary is chasing
That's
me.
okay. You
But
can
I
come
could
walk.
walk.
You
Yeah,
could walk.
I could walk. I could do that, or I could just stand on the sidelines and go, "Yay, you
That'll
guys
work
run!
too. That will work
Woo
too.
you!"
They're going to have some vendors. Their booth. They're
Yeah.
talking about seeing if they can get the ice park, but I'm not sure if they'll actually have that. So we'll see. So some things are
Okay.
coming together, but it's
All
something that
right.
I'm glad to have back in the area for such a great cause.
Absolutely,
yeah.
that's wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that.
All right. So until next week, that's all we have for you. If you have something coming up or you want to come on and talk about what's going on in your world, talk about networking, your business, please let us know and we'll have you on here.
And it's okay. You don't have to be as eloquent as Gerry and Theo were.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, you can just
Follow that.
Yeah, yeah.
Follow
There you
that.
go.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. You can get these on Facebook. You can go listen and watch wherever you get your podcasts. Also on YouTube. You can link over to all those platforms from runitstudios.com. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.